Let's be real, no one wants to wear full face of makeup anymore. We do, but we don't. Like,
one step forward, two steps backwards, yeah.
I'm going to be sharing with you how to get a clean girl makeup look. I've seen so many different variations of this look over on TikTok and Instagram. So naturally, I wanted to put my own little spin on it, all while testing out some hot new makeup products. I have the new Sheer Skin Tint by Summer Fridays. I also have the new Bronzer Balm by Merit. This is a product I'm really excited to try and test out, especially because I've never tried anything from the brand. So it's gonna be like a full-blown first impressions. I have the new Charlotte Tilbury concealer, powder, and then I also have this skin enhancer right here by Makeup by Mario. I feel like this look is going to be perfect for all of my fellow mamas, but not only moms, it's gonna be perfect for those of you who wanna instantly look put together, but don't really wanna spend a ton of time on your makeup. If you guys do enjoy this video, make sure you guys stop what you're doing and like this video. Also subscribe. It is completely free, and you know what I love to say on my channel, if it's free, it's for me, so if it's free, I know it's for you too. Click that bell and set your notification settings to all, so that way anytime I upload a brand new video, YouTube will let you know that I did so. With that being said, let's go ahead and zoom on in and let's get started on today's video. So the first product I'm gonna start off with is an affordable eyeliner by NYX Cosmetics. This is the Epic Smoke eyeliner. It comes in 12 different shades and it retails for $11. And what I think is really cool about this is that it is an angled eyeliner, and then on the opposite end you have a brush, so that way you can like buff and blend it out. Apparently you can use it as like an overall eyeshadow or an eyeliner. Today I think I really want to do like more of a smoked out wing. The shade I picked up is Nude Haze, which is a really pretty brown color. I'm gonna start off by taking this closest to my lash line, and then I'm gonna use the opposite end of the brush to just buff it out. Okay, so it is really, really easy to buff and blend this. I will say, because of the shape of this, I feel like I don't have much control over like where I'm blending the product. You can definitely see my eyeliner just went up way too high. So I'm gonna use my finger to kind of bring it down. But if the brush was a little smaller, it would be a lot easier to blend this, but not the biggest fan of the brush. I'm gonna see if I can clean up the eyeliner with a regular brush though, because as you can see, I got a little heavy-handed. Now that I have the eyeliner nice and blown out, I'm just gonna take some concealer to kind of sharpen it up and clean it up. And you really don't need a lot of concealer for this step. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up this light shade in this peachy tone shade from the Master Matte Palette by Makeup by Mario. And I'm gonna tap it right here in the very inner 1/3 of my eyelid. And I'm just gonna softly blend it into the liner to soften it up a bit. To add a little bit more drama to my eyeliner, I'm gonna take a mid-tone brown from within the Master Matte palette, and I'm gonna start tapping it here closest to the base of my lash line. And then with a fluffy brush, I'm just gonna lightly buff and blend it into the cream eyeliner. Since this look is meant to be very clean and effortless, I'm gonna skip out on falsies completely, and I'm gonna go in with this mascara by Rare Beauty, which is really, really good. If you guys haven't tried this, I definitely recommend you get your hands on it. Let's get into the base product. I will be using the Summer Fridays Sheer Skin Tint. I'm actually going to be reviewing this based on exactly what it is, a sheer skin tint. So obviously when you think sheer, you're not really thinking much coverage. On the back though, it says sheer to light coverage, buildable color, it's lightweight, and it provides a more even, healthy appearance while also infusing the skin with light hydration. So we'll see what happens when I put it on. The shade I picked up is shade 3. There's not many shades within the line. I also want to say it retails for about $40-something, but they say it has a very, very flexible shade range. So you can go light or you can go dark. It really doesn't have like a ton of color to it, so I feel like you can make any which color work for you. So I'm just going to take some on the back of my hand so you can see the consistency. It is very, very fluid, a little runny. I feel like putting it on, it definitely reminds me of the Kosas face oil. It's very, very similar in consistency. So I'm just gonna put this all over with my fingers, and then I'm going to just buff and blend it in. I'm not really expecting a ton of color or coverage, but I think it's just ultimately just going to lightly, like ever so lightly, even out my skin tone. So here is an up close view of my skin. I feel like a lot of people may argue that there's not much of a difference after adding the product because it is so sheer. I personally feel like there should be a little bit more added to the product. Let's say if there was a little bit of sunscreen in it, I could justify spending like $40-something on this product, but for just like a hint of color alone, I think it's a little expensive. Let's jump into concealer. I have the brand new Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer by Charlotte Tilbury. This retails for $33 and it's also offered in 30 different shades. The shade I picked up is 4.5 Fair. Packaging is really nice, definitely screams Charlotte Tilbury. And the wand is a little smaller. You guys know I'm really into just like a thicker wand, like very similar to Tarte Shape Tape, but this is very, very small. I also kind of feel like the formula is a little bit more whipped than some concealers I've tried in the past. So it's not as fluid, it's not as runny. It definitely looks like it's going to give you medium to full coverage. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit here and then also over here as well. I'm not gonna get too crazy with it and I'm only gonna start with the left side so that way you can see the difference between both sides. So here is a side-by-side comparison with concealer, without concealer. I feel like there is a slight difference, but nothing too crazy dramatic. I feel like it still looks really pretty. It still looks very natural on the skin. Like my skin still looks like skin and you can definitely see some of my sunspots still peeking through. Overall, I think the concealer blends very beautifully with the Sheer Skin Tint by Summer Fridays. And it could very well be like the perfect concealer for like a clean girl makeup look. So let's jump into the next product, which is by Makeup by Mario. This is the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer in the shade Medium. This is something I've definitely had my eye on for a little bit. I do know that this is not meant to be like a full-on bronzer. It's really just meant to add really nice warmth to the skin. So I'm gonna take it with my brush by It Cosmetics. This is the Heavenly Luxe brush. And I'm just going to start taking it around the perimeter. I feel like this is gonna be like the perfect product for like those no makeup type of days. Like, look how pretty that looks already and it's blending beautifully into my skin. I am 100% obsessed with this skin enhancer, like insane. Here's a close-up view of what my skin looks like with a little bit of the Skin Enhancer by Makeup by Mario. I definitely feel like this is a product that I'm gonna keep in my everyday makeup collection because it is so beautiful. It adds the perfect amount of warmth without looking too much. I do, however, want to test this out by Merit. This is a bronze balm. It says it's a sheer bronzer, so I'm thinking it's going to be the same concept as the one from Makeup by Mario. This is what the packaging looks like. Very, very sleek. I do know Merit to be very known for their products looking very natural and just very minimal. By the way, the shade I picked up is called Clay. It retails for $30 and it comes in 5 different shades. It's supposed to be a natural finish that gives you really nice buildable color. So what I'm gonna do with this is I am just going to take it onto a brush. Typically, whenever I use bronzing cream stick products, I do like to apply it to a brush first and then blend it into the skin because I feel like I have more control over the product. So I'm gonna start here. I am finding that this has a little bit more coverage in the Skin Enhancer, which is really nice. It doesn't have as much coverage as like a regular cream bronzer because it is a little bit more sheared out. So let's get into blush really quick. I'm gonna use the Glowy Play blush in the shade So Natural by MAC Cosmetics. This is not a new product, but it definitely is one of my favorite products. I'm gonna tap this right up here to give me a really pretty flush of color. I definitely wanna pick up some more shades like this because it is so insanely gorgeous. I definitely feel like it is more of a cream product, but it doesn't look too wet or too glossy on the skin. So it works really, really well, especially for me living in Florida where it's hot and humid. I am gonna finish off with a little bit of lip balm. I'm gonna use the Dior lip oil. I'm sorry, I said lip balm, it's a lip oil. This one is in the shade Rosewood because I feel like whenever I think clean girl look, I think of that very oiled, very just like soft and subtle lip oil. A little spoiler alert, I'm high-key obsessed with the way that my makeup turned out. I really have no complaints with any of the products I tried and tested out in today's video. I do have some favorites though, some highlights that really just stood out to me, which are the cream products by Merit and Makeup by Mario. If I had to compare the two, the one from Makeup by Mario is definitely a little bit more sheer. It adds nice warmth to the skin. This one is a little bit more opaque, but it's not as opaque as an actual cream bronzer, if that makes any sense at all. They're both beautifully smoothly. They melt it into the skin seamlessly. And I feel like these are key. They're very essential for those no makeup, very minimal makeup kind of days. And the reason for that is because whenever I actually go in with like a cream bronzer that's very opaque and thick in consistency, my looks go from like very minimal to full glam really quick because sometimes I apply way too much. Something like this is exactly what I need in my everyday makeup bag to get this really pretty, soft, and effortless look and feel. So highly recommend these. The Epic Smoke Eyeliner by NYX Cosmetics is really good. I love that it gives you enough playtime to really buff and blend it out. I love that you can use it as an eyeliner and an overall eyeshadow. In this case, I use it as an eyeliner. The only con I would say with this is the brush. I feel like the brush is a little big. As you can see in the previous clips, I did get a little too heavy-handed. It was all over the place and I didn't have full control over the product. So I'm not the biggest fan of this little brush, but I love the formula that I would definitely repurchase this in multiple colors. Let's talk about the Summer Friday Sheer Skin Tint that retails for a whopping $42. This is very expensive for something so sheer, but I hate to say, I highly recommend it because my skin hasn't looked this good in a very long time. And I have to give full credit to this product right here. As I was putting it on, it felt very light on the skin. It added nice hydration to my skin. And you can see I really have this beautiful, just healthy, natural looking glow going on. And that is why I love this product. It doesn't sit on top of the skin. It doesn't really look like I have anything on my skin. And I think that's why I love it so much because it is so undetectable, but it's also really pretty at the same time. This is definitely going in my everyday makeup bag as well. I have a lot of new everyday favorites for my new mom makeup kind of look. Let's talk about the Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer by Charlotte Tilbury. Honestly, I wasn't as impressed with this as I thought I would be. I mean, it's a good concealer. Would I pick it over other concealers? No, I do still love my Sephora Collection Best Skin Ever concealer, and I do prefer it over this one. The wand was just a little flimsy. The formula was a little bit too whipped for me. And whenever you think whipped, you do think heavy, and I don't want you guys to get it twisted. It definitely is a very beautiful product. It blended beautifully underneath the eyes. It didn't look thick or heavy or anything like that. It still looked like skin, but it's just not my favorite concealer. So this was a little bit of a letdown. So lastly, I do want to talk to you guys about this Dior lip oil, which is very good. If you guys haven't jumped on the lip oil trend, which I'm sure by now you guys probably have, but if not, now is definitely the time to do it. The Dior lip oils are incredible, definitely my top favorite, but Item Beauty has one as well as Clarins. So check out one of the three brands. I really like this color in Rosewood because it gives my lips like a flush of pink without looking too overly done. So that is pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me create this clean girl makeup look while trying out some hot new makeup products. So if you enjoyed it, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, like this video, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications so that way YouTube will notify you anytime I upload a brand new video. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces.